Very good morning to everyone. My name is Sanjay Sethi, and on behalf of PNC Academy, I welcome you to this webinar session. आप सभी का इस webinar session में हार्दिक स्वागत है. Before we start the session, some important announcements. Make sure you're on mute, and whenever I'll be stopping for question and answer session, at that point of time, you can unmute yourself and you can ask question, you can clear whatever your doubts are. At the end of the session, I will be sharing a feedback link, which I would request you all to please click on that link and provide your feedbacks. And we will be first running a presentation where after that followed by a demo on how a JMS is to be created on the SupplierFirst portal. Okay, so this entire demo is organized for service vendors. I hope you all are service vendors. You are providing some services to Reliance, and those services, when you have completed those services, you need to prepare the JMS for billing purpose and for invoicing purpose and for payment purpose. So the whole objective of this session is to understand the concept of how GMS is made and also how the invoice gets uploaded on the portal. Okay. Now, before I start the session, I would like to ask from the team who have joined in today if what language do you want me to speak, in English or in Hindi or a mixture of both? What language do you want me to use in the session? Because
English,
our
please.
yeah, English. Okay, thank you. Okay. Yeah, sure. Sure. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Yeah. So what I'll do is, see, I have, I have a mixture of participants today in the session, where most of the people understand English and some of them requires it on both the languages. So wherever possible, I will try to speak on both the languages so that the objective of this session is to make sure that everyone who have joined the session understand the process, learn something from today's session. Okay, so I'll be talking in both the languages, most probably in English, and also try to convert it into Hindi so that you are all aware of what we are talking about the session, right? So with that, let's start the session on how a JMS can be created on the SupplierFirst portal. Okay, now let's first understand what SupplierFirst portal is and also walk through the entire portal as to what are the different options available in SupplierFirst portal, how you can log in, what are the different tabs available in the SupplierFirst portal. तो सबसे पहले हम SupplierFirst पोर्टल के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे. हम पोर्टल के बारे में ओवरव्यू लेंगे ताकि आपको पता चले कि SupplierFirst पोर्टल में क्या क्या ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल हैं. Procurement platform specially designed for suppliers where they can access, view, modify their orders, create JMS, and take part in invoice related activities. The platform equips every vendor with all tools required for a smooth, interactive, and seamless procurement experience. तो ये पोर्टल जो डिजाइन किया है, नया पोर्टल सप्लाई फर्स्ट पोर्टल, यहाँ पे आप एक्सेस कर सकते हैं, आप ऑर्डर्स व्यू कर सकते हैं, मॉडिफाई कर सकते हैं, इनवॉइस अपलोड कर सकते हैं, जीएमएस भी बना सकते हैं. और ये एक सिंपल और इजी पोर्टल डिजाइन किया है जिससे आप बड़े आसानी से इस पर काम कर सकते हैं. The new design architecture implemented in the Supplier First portal enables the user discover a seamless and intuitive experience. तो जब आप इस पोर्टल पे काम करेंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कि ये कितना अलग है, सिंपल है और इजी टू यूज पोर्टल है. You need to access https:// supplier first supplier.ril.com. So this is the link in which you need to log in. Access the Supplier First portal on any browser. Okay, so it works fine on any browser. The vendor can access the portal on desktop, laptop, tab or even mobile phones. तो ये साइट है, आप कोई भी ब्राउजर पे काम कर सकते हैं और आप इसको लैपटॉप पे भी काम कर सकते हैं, डेस्कटॉप पे, या आप अपने टैब या मोबाइल फोन पे भी इसके एक्सेस कर सकते हैं. Enter your EBIZ ID, that is your vendor code with suffix 01 or 02 or whichever suffix is assigned and request for an OTP. तो आपको क्या करना है, आपको ईबिस का आईडी, पहले अगर आप ईबिस आईडी यूज करते थे, आपको वही आईडी यहां पर एंटर करना है. व्हाट इज योर ईबिस आईडी? योर वेंडर कोड विथ 01 और 02 और विच एवर सफिक्स इज अवेलेबल एंड यू नीड टू रिक्वेस्ट फॉर एन ओटीपी. आपको ओटीपी के लिए एंटर करना है. प्लीज नोट, द सिस्टम विल नॉट आस्क यू फॉर एनी पासवर्ड. It is an OTP based platform where every time when you log in into the system, it will prompt you to enter the password. Sorry, the OTP, not the password. The system will prompt for OTP option on email ID or mobile phone or both. Okay, so you will get an option over there that where you want the OTP, whether you want it on your mobile phone or whether you want it on your email address or you want it on both. Okay, please note it will not prompt you for any password. It will not going to ask you for any password. Now, what are the improvements in this particular portal? Why we came up with the Supply First portal? What are the advantage of this portal when you're using this portal? Okay, easy and enhanced security for login. We have made login very simple and easy, where the access is based on OTP on mobile phone or email ID. So no need to remember your password. Okay, so you don't have to remember what was your password. You don't have to make it, you don't have to note it down somewhere. Everything is on OTP basis, and whenever you log in, the system will prompt you for an OTP. Enter the OTP and you log in successfully. Open source platform. Open source platform means this entire application is developed in open source platform, which allows us to make any changes at any point of time. Say if we want to customize the portal, we want to add some features, we want to remove some features. So it becomes very easy for us to do it because this entire platform has been developed in open source platform, where customizing it, adding something or deleting something for us is very simple. This doesn't work when whenever you're using a third party software. When you purchase a third party software, it becomes very difficult to add or to customize the portal because they have prepared their portal in keeping in mind of what they want to use it. But when we are using it, there are certain features we want to add, but the portal does not allow us to add. Okay, so developing this in open source platform allows us to customize it and make changes in the portal whenever required. Supported by multiple browsers like works on Edge and Chrome. ओके, तो ये कोई भी ब्राउजर पर चलता है, क्रोम पर भी चलता है और एज पर भी चलता है. मॉडर्न एज यूआई, इंट्यूटिव स्क्रीन, इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड लेबल्स. The labels are marked in a simple way that looking at the labels, you will understand what exactly this tab is all about. तो हमने हर पोर्टल के अंदर हर जगह जहाँ पे भी हमने लेबल्स लगाए हैं, वो लेबल पढ़ के ही आपको पता चलेगा कि ये पर्टिकुलर टैब में आपको क्या मिलेगा. Quick response. Response time less than 3 seconds for every quick. ओके, सो एवरी क्लिक में विद इन 3 सेकेंड से आप एक स्क्रीन से दूसरे स्क्रीन पे जंप कर सकते हैं. एनहांस सर्च. सर्च बाय परचेज ऑर्डर नंबर, item description and invoice number. So you can search any particular data by just entering that number and it allows you to search and fetch that particular details. तो आपको अगर कभी भी सर्च करना है, आपको आपका पीओ नंबर नहीं मिल रहा है, तो आप पीओ नंबर एंटर करके सर्च कर सकते हैं, या आइटम डिस्क्रिप्शन या इनवॉइस का डिटेल अगर आपको सर्च करना है वो भी आप सर्च कर सकते हैं. The next one, very important, download information for offline use. We have observed earlier what vendors used to do is they had to copy paste details from the site and put it into Excel because they wanted to prepare their own reports. They wanted to find out, how many POs they have, how many material is pending, how much services is pending, how much invoicing is pending, how much they have already claimed Reliance, how much balance claim is pending. So if they had to copy and paste it and put it into an Excel to prepare their reports or to do certain analysis. Now with just one single click, it downloads the entire page in Excel, and that Excel file can be used by you for preparing your reports or doing necessary analysis on the data. Okay, so it is very simple. Just click and the entire page gets downloaded in Excel. Status of JMS. You can track the status of the JMS and find out where exactly it is pending. अगर आपको ट्रैक करना है कि आपका जीएमएस कहाँ पेंडिंग है, आप स्टेटस में जाके चेक कर सकते हो. So you can find out whether your GMS is pending with A1, whether it is pending with A2, whether it is pending with A3, whether it's pending for invoice upload. All these things can be tracked on the system. Okay, so now it's time for us to directly go into the login page and first understand the portal, and then we will create a JMS for you. Okay, and then we will upload the invoice. So we will first understand the portal so that you know what are the different options available on the portal, and then we will go ahead with the JMS creation. Okay, तो अभी हम एक डेमो देखेंगे जहां पर हम लॉगिन कैसे करते हैं, ये सप्लाई फर्स्ट पोर्टल कैसे दिखता है, क्या क्या ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल हैं, हम पहले उसको वॉक थ्रू करेंगे, उसके बाद हम जेएमएस और इनवॉइसिंग करेंगे. Okay, now when you access supplierfirst.rl.com, this is the page which opens up. Okay, I'm using a demo server for testing and training purpose. We use this particular site, but it is the same. Okay, there is no difference. Everything is the same except I'm not using supplierfirst.rl.com. I'm not using the production server. I'm using a demo server. Okay. Now here it is asking you for your supply ID. Okay. You have to enter your ID over here. That is your vendor code with suffix 01 or 02. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर आपको सप्लाई आईडी में आपका लॉगिन आईडी डालना है, जो आप ईबिस पोर्टल पे यूज करते थे वही आपको यहाँ पे एंटर करना है. Okay, trouble sign in case if you are finding any difficulties in logging into the system, you can click on trouble sign in. It will ask you for your registered email ID, and your login IDs will be shared to you on your email ID. अगर आपको पता नहीं आपको कौन से आईडी से लॉगिन करना है, तो ट्रबल साइन इन पे क्लिक कीजिए, वो आपको आपका रजिस्टर्ड ईमेल आईडी पूछेगा और वहां पे आपको सारा डिटेल्स आ जाएगा. ओके, how to log in. If you click here on how to log in, it opens a PDF help document which explains step by step how to log in into the supplier first portal. ठीक है, सो ये एक हेल्प डॉक्यूमेंट अवेलेबल है. अगर आपको जानना है कि ये कैसे लॉग इन होता है, आप वो यहां से रेफर कर सकते हैं. नॉट रजिस्टर्ड विथ अस साइन अप. Okay, this is for new vendors. Whenever a vendor wants to become a registered vendor with Reliance, he needs to click on sign up and fill up the form and submit it. Okay, so you all are already registered vendor with Reliance. So you don't have to use this. Okay, because you already have a vendor code and you all are already registered vendor with Reliance. So in that case, there is no need for you to register again on the Supplier First portal. Please remember, you don't have to register again because you all are already a registered vendor with Reliance. If you have a vendor code, you can directly come and log in. Otherwise, there is no need for you to do a registration again. Only the portal have changed. Okay, your vendor code is still the same. Your details, everything is there, so you don't have to worry about it. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे सिर्फ पोर्टल चेंज हुआ है और कुछ चेंज नहीं हुआ है. तो आपको फिर से रजिस्टर करने की जरूरत नहीं है, फिर से वेंडर रजिस्ट्रेशन करने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि आपके पास ऑलरेडी एक वेंडर कोड है. ओके. नाउ I'm going to use my ID because for demo we have a separate ID mentioned. Okay, so I enter my ID and I click on the login button. The moment I click on the login button, it prompts me where do I want the OTP. So system आपको पूछता है आपको OTP कहाँ चाहिए, email ID पे चाहिए, मोबाइल पे चाहिए या दोनों पर चाहिए. So it is going to ask you and prompt you where you want the OTP. Select whatever option you want and click on the continue button. Okay, then wait for the OTP to come on your email. Okay, तो आपको email पे OTP आ जाएगा, आपको वही OTP से login करना है. Okay, so you will get the OTP on your email ID or on your mobile phone, and then enter the same OTP and log in into the system. Okay, so we'll just wait for the OTP to come. Here it is, and I enter 038 462, and then I click on continue. Right? So every time the system is going to prompt you for an OTP, enter the OTP and log in successfully on the Supplier First portal. Okay. Now, the moment you log in, you get a profile update page. Okay. Click on Remind Me Later to close this particular window. तो आपको इस तरह से एक प्रोफाइल अपडेट का विंडो आएगा, रिमाइंड मी लेटर पे क्लिक करके उसको क्लोज कर दो. Now, this is the default page what you see on your screen. Once you log in, you will be on the default page where you see all the orders, all the details of your vendor code based on your vendor code. तो आपको जो जितने भी पीओ मिले हैं आपके वेंडर कोड के लिए, आपको वो सारी डिटेल्स यहाँ पर अवेलेबल हैं. Okay. Now, I move my mouse pointer on the left hand side and I see the first option, which is procurement. I click on the arrow key and the first option is order management. Now, if you click on order management, this is the same default page which gets opened once you log in into the Supplier First portal. Okay, so by default, you come to the order management page. You have inspection ready. This is for material. So we will skip for now. We will come to sourcing. Under sourcing, you have two options, RFX and R auction. Suppose if any particular buyer has invited you for an RFQ, then you can access the RFQ from here. By clicking on the RFX option, it will automatically take you to the RFX Manager portal. If any particular buyer has invited you for an auction, then you can click on our auction and directly jump to the auction site. So no need to log in separately on these particular portals. That is why this portal is called as all-in-one portal. This one application allows you to access all other applications which are mapped in Supplier First portal. ओके, तो आपको अलग से लॉगिन करने की जरूरत नहीं है RFX या R ऑप्शन के लिए. आप सप्लाई फर्स्ट पोर्टल पे लॉगिन करेंगे, आप डायरेक्टली यहाँ पे क्लिक करके जंप कर सकते हैं. द नेक्स्ट इज रिपोर्ट्स. इफ यू क्लिक ऑन रिपोर्ट्स, you see unit rate measurement sheet reports. You can enter start date, end date. You can enter your JMS number and click on add, or order number and click on add, or ARC number and click on add, and download reports from here. So the system allows you to download some reports in case if you require for this particular PO how many JMS was made, or specific date wise report if you are if your requirements are, follow this and download it in Excel format. Okay, the next option is self service. If you click on self-service, there are two options, TCS/TDS. So any TDS certificate, you can select the year and you can download it from here. Debit note, any specific debit note, you can also search by the invoice number from last 7 days, 30 days, 3 months to 1 year. Debit notes are available. If you require, you can download it from here. Okay. Now, the other options are not yet operated. They are still under development. So we will not go with that. Let's go back to our order management page and see what we need to cover in this particular tab. Now, in this tab, there are four major tabs on the top: orders, shipment, measurement sheet and payments. तो ऊपर आपको चार मेन ऑप्शंस नजर आएंगे: ऑर्डर्स, शिपमेंट, मेजरमेंट शीट एंड पेमेंट। आप अगर ऑर्डर्स में जाएंगे तो सबसे पहले आपको उसके अंदर चार ऑप्शन नजर आएंगे। इन ऑर्डर्स यू विल सी फोर ऑप्शंस: न्यू ऑर्डर्स, ऑर्डर इन प्रोसेस, एनुअल रेट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एंड सीसीआर डॉक्यूमेंट्स। Under new orders, whenever you receive a new order from Reliance, you will be able to see the details over here. Okay? जब भी आपको कोई रिलायंस की तरफ से नया ऑर्डर आता है, आपको यहां पर नजर आएगा। Okay? So it will have the order number, the date, the ordering company name, the order amount, the ARC number in case if ARC is if it is linked to a specific ARC, and the number of items in that particular purchase order. You can click on the order number or on the eye icon to open the particular details and check. It will tell you the order number, revision date, buyer name, buyer email address, payment terms, and the status. On the right hand side top, it has an attachment where you can check what are the different attachments made by the buyer, and it will also contain the PO copy which you can click and download it in PDF format. But you don't only have to download the PO, you also have to download all other attachments which are made by the buyer. तो यहाँ पे आपको सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स अटैच्ड हैं। आपको जो भी डॉक्यूमेंट अटैच करना है आप पीओ के साथ बाकी के सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स भी डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं। देन बिलो आइटम डिटेल्स यू हैव द शिप टू लोकेशन and you can click on the arrow key and you can view the details of that particular items. So it will contain the item details, it will contain the item code, the quantity, GST percentage, if anything is applicable. If it is not applicable for you, it will not be displayed, and the total amount. If you move your mouse over on the eye icon, it will tell you what is the base amount and what is the GST amount. Okay, so anything, whatever details pertaining to the purchase order, you can find out and check over here. On the right hand side, these are navigation panes. Okay, it allows you to jump directly to a section of the purchase order. Say, for example, you directly want to jump to the grand total. Just click on grand total, it will automatically scroll and take you to the grand total. Sometimes your purchase order is 15, 20 pages. So it becomes difficult for you to scroll. ओके, तो अगर आपका परचेज ऑर्डर 10-15 पेजेस का है और आपको स्क्रॉल करने में दिक्कत आ रही है तो आप ये नेविगेशन पेन पे क्लिक करके डायरेक्टली स्क्रॉल कर सकते हैं। The first thing you need to do is you need to accept the order. Okay, so make sure that you accept the order, whichever order has been given to you by your buyer. Okay, we will not accept it, we'll come back again. Second option is order in process. Order in process means that either you have acknowledged the purchase order or you have created at least one GMS or more than one GMS. ओके, यहाँ पे ऑर्डर इन प्रोसेस पे आपके वो सारे पीओ नजर आएंगे जो आपने एक्नॉलेज किए हैं या आपने एक या एक से ज्यादा जीएमएस बनाया है. Okay, so this page will give you all the details which are there for your order in process details. Okay, so if you scroll down, you'll see all the details over here. Now, suppose if I click on the arrow key, it will tell me the previous, no, not this one, just hold on. Let me check some other one. Yeah. So if I click on the arrow key and if I click on that particular item, it will tell me when was the previous JMS prepared for that item. So the JMS ID, the invoice number, the invoice date, how much quantity or amount you had claimed and on what date, and how much was verified and how much it was, whatever you had claimed, it is the same amount or whether there was any deduction or anything. So you can track and you can find out previous JMS, whatever JMS you had created earlier, what was the invoice number, what was the date, how much you had claimed, how much is verified, and now how much is the balance quantity left for claiming. Okay, so this particular page, order in process, indicates that in case if you had prepared previous JMS, you will be able to see that details also, and this will give you a fair idea of how much JMS is already made, how much now balance J quantity is left for claim. Okay, now in every page there is a filter option and a download option. What filter does? If I click on filter, you can filter what details you want to see on your dashboard. फिल्टर बटन क्या करता है? आपको जो देखना है स्क्रीन पे, आपको क्या देखना है, आप वो फिल्टर पे सेलेक्ट करके यूज कर सकते हो. Like say for example, your organization supply material also and provide services also, but you are only in charge of services. Then you can make a tick mark that I only want to see service PO. I don't want to see any material PO. Similarly, in case if there are multiple companies, then you can also select it by company. You can also select by ship to location. अगर आप इंचार्ज हैं सिर्फ सूरत के, so you can click on Surat, that you only want to see details of Surat. You don't want to see any other details. So you can customize your data. You can customize your dashboard based on what you want to see on your dashboard. तो इस तरह से आप फिल्टर का यूज कर सकते हैं और आपको वही डेटा जो देखना है आप वो डिफाइन कर सकते हैं. फिल्टर और डाउनलोड ऑप्शन हर टैब पे अवेलेबल है. Okay, now coming to the download, as I told you, you can use this entire data and put it into Excel with just one single click. So if I click on download, it push all the data into Excel, and when I open my Excel file, it will download everything into an Excel format. Now you can use this data for preparing your reports, doing certain analysis, and do whatever you want to do it offline. Okay. So what does it contain? See, date, order number, date, revision, ordering company name, order item number. If it is material, then you will see material details, item description, unit of measurement, order quantity, unit rate, base price, GST amount, total amount, currency. Okay, so everything, whatever it was there in that particular page has been put into an Excel file, and now you can use this particular data for your personal purpose. You can prepare your reports, you can do whatever analysis you want to do. So see, with just one single click, the entire sheet is downloaded in Excel format. Okay. The next tab is annual rate contract. Any ARC has been given to you, then the ARC details will be available over here. Okay. Now, here you have the contract number, the contract date, ordering company name, validity start date, validity end date, and the amount. Okay. Okay. Now this same thing, same page, you can click on the contract details and you can see all the details of the contract. And also you can filter and download this particular page. The next is CCR documents. CCR documents is not for services. It is for import material. When any material getting imported from some other country to India, at that point of time, CCR documents comes into picture. So we are not going to go into that. Next is shipment. Again, shipment is for material, not for services. Let's go to measurement sheet. Under measurement sheet, you will see it has three tabs: measurement sheet in process, manpower contract claims, and ready for invoice. Okay. Now, here it will tell you what is the status of your GMS. So if you want to track your GMS, find out where exactly it is pending, you can check in the status. Okay, so it will show you whether it is pending for A1, whether it is pending for A2, whether it is save as draft. Suppose you have prepared the GMS and you have saved it in draft. At that point of time, it will tell you that this is in draft. You can click on the pen icon and open the draft GMS, complete it and submitted, or you can delete it in case if you have prepared it by mistake. So the choice is up to you. Okay, so measurement sheet in process indicates what exactly the status of your JMS is. If you filter out over here and if you just say that, okay, I want to see all the JMS which are saved as draft. Okay, and if you apply, then you'll see all the JMS which are saved in draft. So you will have an idea how many JMS are saved. You can either delete them or you can continue working on the same JMS which is saved in draft. And in case if there are multiple JMS which are being prepared, then I request you to please delete them, because draft quantity, whatever the quantity saved in draft JMS, it is considered as consumed quantity. Okay, so it will be considered that you have consumed that particular quantity. So don't keep anything in draft. Just go ahead and delete it. ठीक है, तो अगर आपको कोई भी जेएमएस ड्राफ्ट में नजर आता है तो आप उसको डिलीट कर दीजिए, क्योंकि ड्राफ्ट में जो भी क्वांटिटी सेव्ड है वो क्वांटिटी कंज्यूम्ड गिना जाता है, आपने ऑलरेडी यूज किया हुआ है. ओके. The next is the manpower claims. This is for manpower. We're not going to go with it. The next is ready for invoice submission. As you all are aware that your JMS gets approved from A1, A2 and QSD. When your JMS gets approved from A1, A2 and QSD, you get an email that your JMS is approved. Now you can upload your invoice. That is when you come to this page and upload your invoice. How you do that? We will share with you in some time. Just hold on. Right now, we are just going through the entire portal. The next option over here is on the top. If you see, there is payment option. You have a search option over here. Enter the invoice number and click on search. It will automatically search the details for you. Right? Now, there will be one question in everybody's mind over here, that to log in, I need to make sure that my email ID, my mobile number should be mapped in the system. Okay. So how can I map my details? How can I make changes in my details. So what you need to do is you can raise a ticket. How you raise a ticket, I'll share it with you. Or you can send us an email that you want to map your order. Because see, sometimes what happens that your chairman, your director's email address and his mobile number is mapped, right? Your manager's number or his email ID is mapped. So every time you cannot knock at his door and ask for OTP. That's not the right way, right? So अगर आपके सीनियर मैनेजर डायरेक्टर का ईमेल एड्रेस मोबाइल फोन मैप्ड है और अगर आपको अपने नाम पर ओटीपी चाहिए, आपका ईमेल एड्रेस और मोबाइल फोन अपडेट करना है, तो आपको टिकट रेस करना होगा या आपको ईमेल भेजना होगा ताकि हम उसको चेंज कर सकें. Okay, so either you raise a ticket or you send us an email with proper details, then only we will be able to change the required details. Okay, now if you click on help option over here on top, okay, here there are some FAQs. In case if you want to go through some FAQs, you can go through some FAQs. Okay, then you have user guide. See, today you have attended the session, but still you require some handy documents which you can go through to understand the process, right? In that case, all help documents are available over here. If you click on the first tab, Supply First, all help documents related to Supply First is available. If you go to R auction help documents are there. RFX, RFX documents are there. RCMS, in case you want to know how to upload the compliant documents, it is over there. IRN is not for you, it is for materials, not for services. Okay, so all these are available which you can go through it. Coming down to in case if you face any issues or you want to update your email address and mobile number, or if you're getting some error message, like what you see on the screen, I'm getting an error message, right? So in case such situations, you can click on raise a ticket. So if you see over here, there is raise a ticket over here. Click on it. The moment you click on it, it will ask you what is the issue. Okay, I'll show it to you. The ones which we are using is almost the same. Okay, so when you click on raise a ticket, it will ask you one liner what exactly the issue is. Okay, so you enter one liner getting error in JMS or want to update contact details or mobile phones, and then in the description write down the correct description, what exactly the issue is. Mention your vendor code, mention your purchase order number or work order number, invoice number, scroll number, whatever details you have, please mention it. Okay, because unless until you don't provide complete information, it is difficult for us to provide you for a proper solution. Make attachments. If you're getting an error, attach the error screen. Because if you don't attach the error screen, we will not understand what you are doing and what is the error you are getting. Okay, because many times the vendors can't explain it in the description, but looking at this error screenshot, we are aware of what you are doing and what is the error you are getting. तो अगर आपको टिकट रेस करना है, अगर आपको कोई इशू आ रहा है या आपको कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल्स अपडेट करना है, आप यहाँ पे टिकट रेस कर सकते हैं. टाइटल में वन लाइनर डालिए आपको क्या इशू आ रहा है, डिस्क्रिप्शन में पूरा डिस्क्रिप्शन डालिए कि आपको क्या इशू आ रहा है, आपका वेंडर कोड, परचेज ऑर्डर नंबर, इनवॉइस नंबर, स्क्रॉल नंबर, जो भी डिटेल है आप वो सब एंटर कीजिए और अटैचमेंट जरूर डालिए. अगर आपको एरर आता है तो क्या एरर आता है वो अटैचमेंट डाल के क्रिएट कीजिए. So once you create these particular tickets, it will come to us and then we will be able to take it forward. Either we will escalate it to the IT team or we will respond back to you on the ticket itself. Okay, so for the solution, you need to check in your dashboard what is the solution provided by the IT team. Okay, right? So what we have done right now is we have walked through the entire portal and understood how this portal looks like, what are the different options available on this portal. Now we will just take a 1 minute break, and in case if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask question before we proceed with how to create a JMS. Any questions, please? No questions? Okay, fine. Great. So now it's time for us to understand what JMS is and understand how a JMS can be prepared in supplier first book. Okay? तो अभी हम JMS का प्रोसेस देखेंगे कि JMS कैसे बनता है. उसके पहले कुछ इंट्रोडक्शन हो जाए JMS क्या चीज है. ओके. नाउ joint measurement sheet, that is JMS. In other words, it is also called as work measurement. It is to facilitate accurate and timely measurement of the quality and quantity of the work done. See, in material, it is very simple. Reliance requirement was 100. You ship 100 material, you submit an invoice for 100 material, and you get your payment. But for services, you have to mention the quality and quantity of the work done. In other words, it indicates agreement between vendor and user on the work done. तो एक एग्रीमेंट है दोनों पार्टीज के बीच में. रिलायंस ने आपको कुछ काम दिया है करने के लिए, आपने वो काम किया है, अब आप उसका जेएमएस बना के बता रहे हैं कि हमने इतना इतना काम किया है, उसके हिसाब से आप अपना पेमेंट चाहते हैं. So you need to make sure that you provide complete details on whatever the job has been successfully done by your organization. GMS system is an electronic interlink between you and the user wherein work measurement is posted and certified through the system interface. Everything is on the system. There's no manual work. You have to, if you have completed your job, go ahead, create JMS, do it online. It gets approved also online. Everything is in the system. Nothing is offline. तो जो भी आपको करना है ऑनलाइन करना है, कोई भी मैनुअल इंटरवेंशन नहीं है, मैनुअल अप्रूवल नहीं होता है, जो भी अप्रूवल होता है सिस्टम के थ्रू ही होता है. Further tracking of the flow process at any point of time can be done by both system user regarding the status of the work measurement. You can track your JMS. That is what I have shown you, how you can track your JMS. You can find out the status. So even vendors can track their JMS. Even Reliance people can track and check what your status is. Some rules before we start preparing the JMS, just follow these rules. Okay, just understand what these rules are. The first rule says the JMS period should be between validity period of order. You got a purchase order from 1st Jan 2025 to June 30th, 2025. So whenever you enter the GMS start date and GMS end date, these dates should be within the PO dates. Okay, I cannot write the GMS start date as 3rd August 2025 to 15th August 2025. Why? Because my purchase order is getting over on 30th of June. I cannot write a date after that. So all my dates, the GMS start date and the end date should be within the work order dates. Second, concern A1 name should be selected while posting the JMS. Select the correct name. If you select my name, I am not the concerned person. I do not know what services you have provided, how much services you have done. I do not have any idea. So how will I approve your JMS? If you select the correct person name, he is the one who is going to approve your JMS. So JMS बनाते समय आपको चेक करना है कि आपका A1 कौन है और वो करेक्ट पर्सन का ही नाम सेलेक्ट कीजिए, किसी और का नाम मत सेलेक्ट कीजिए. Otherwise, what will happen? That person will return the JMS back to you, and then that is a time consuming. So make sure that you select the correct A1 name while creating the JMS. If you don't know who's your A1, check with your buyer. अगर आपको पता नहीं है आपका A1 कौन है, बायर से चेक कीजिए। कोई भी चीज आपको समझ में नहीं आता है, बाहर से एक बार पूछ लीजिए, पर गलत चीज मत डालिए, वरना आपका जीएमएस वापस रिटर्न आ जाएगा, उससे आपका टाइम उतना वेस्ट हो जाएगा। द e-invoice can be created by submitting after approval of GMS by QSD. Okay, so once QSD approves your GMS, you will get a system related email saying that your GMS is approved. Now you can upload the invoice. Okay, so always make sure that you upload your invoice only after it is approved by QSD. See, the process remains the same. What was the process earlier? The process is the same. There is no change in the process. Only the portal have been changed. तो बाकी सब चीज सेम है। आप जेएमएस बनाते हो, वो A1 A2 QSD से अप्रूव होता है, उसके बाद आप इनवॉइस अपलोड करते हैं और फिर A3 रिलीज करता है। प्रोसेस सेम है, सिर्फ पोर्टल बदल गया है, बाकी सब चीजें सेम है। पहले आप जो अटैचमेंट करते थे अभी भी वही अटैच करना है, पहले आप जैसे जेएमएस बनाते थे अभी भी वैसे ही बनाना है, सिर्फ पोर्टल चेंज हो गया है। Okay, so the process remains the same. How you were preparing JMS earlier, you have to follow the same process right now. The difference is only the portal have changed, the look and feel is changed, the rest of the process and everything remains the same. Whatever attachment you were making earlier, you have to attach the same thing now, so there is no difference. Last point, in case of JMS returning by A1, make sure to do the necessary changes as per the observation of A1 and take action accordingly on priority. See, many times it happens that your A1 has returned the JMS. Okay, because there were some minor mistakes which was there. For correction, he has returned it to you. So it is your duty to make sure that you check the status of your GMS, and if it is returned, then make the necessary corrections and resubmit it. ओके, तो जब भी आपका जेएमएस रिटर्न होता है तो आप उसको करेक्ट करके दोबारा सबमिट कर दीजिए. ओके, fine. So now it's time for us to prepare the JMS, and we are ready right now, and let us see which is the purchase order which we are going to use for preparing the JMS. Okay, now if you see in the search option, I'm typing my purchase order number, and this is the order against which I'm going to create the JMS. Now I click on the three dots which are there on the right hand side. If you see right hand side corner next to number of items, there are three dots. I click on the three dots and I click on create measurement sheet option. Okay, click on the three dots and click on create measurement sheet option. Your JMS page will open up. You have to fill up all these details and submit to get a JMS number. ठीक है, तो आपको क्या करना है, पहले आपको वर्क ऑर्डर ढूंढना है. वर्क ऑर्डर कहाँ है आपका, और लास्ट में थ्री डॉट्स रहेगा. थ्री डॉट्स को क्लिक करके क्रिएट जेएमएस शीट मेजरमेंट शीट पे क्लिक करना है और आपका जेएमएस पेज ओपन होगा जिसको आपको भर के सबमिट करना है. सो द हेडर कंटेन्स योर ऑर्डर नंबर, करेक्ट, and your JMS, your order start date and end date. Okay. Okay. So your first rule, your JMS start date and end date should be within the order dates. This is an old PO and we are using it for demo, so you don't have to worry about it. Whenever you use the particular JMS, you will see proper dates as per your purchase orders. Okay. Now the first thing, I select department from the drop down option. ठीक है, तो सबसे पहले हम ड्रॉप डाउन से डिपार्टमेंट सेलेक्ट करेंगे. द मोमेंट यू सेलेक्ट द ड्रॉप डाउन, you see the number of items which are there in your work order. Okay. Now, in this case, there are two items. In your case, there could be one item, there could be 5 items, there could be 10 items, there can be 15 items. Depending upon whatever is there in your purchase order, you will be able to see those items the screen. Now you need to decide against which item you're going to create the order, the JMS. ओके, तो आपको अभी डिसाइड करना है कि ये दो लाइन आइटम है, दोनों लाइन आइटम में से मुझे कौन सा लाइन आइटम का जीएमएस करना है. सो यू कैन क्लिक ऑन द एरो की, एंड व्हेन यू क्लिक ऑन द एरो की you will see the number of service code in that particular item. ओके, तो यहाँ पे आपको सर्विस कोड नजर आएंगे. इस पर्टिकुलर आइटम के अंदर तीन सर्विस कोड है. सो अगेंस्ट दिस देयर आर 3 सर्विस कोड्स. Now, whether you're going to prepare it for all the 3 or for 1 or for 2, that is up to you. Okay, so either you can click on select all to select all the 3 service code, or you can select it manually in case if you're only going for the first one, or the first and the second one, or the second and the third one. So depending upon that, you just need to select the service code. Okay. Now, before I proceed further, if you see over here, there is download Excel template. Suppose if your purchase order has 10, 15 items, service code, or the service code list is too long, it is difficult to do it online, then you can click on download Excel template. अगर आपके परचेज ऑर्डर में बहुत सारे सर्विस कोड हैं, आपको दिक्कत हो रही है ऑनलाइन करने के लिए, 10, 15, 20, 25, 40, 50, 60 अगर आइटम्स हैं, तो आपको अगर दिक्कत आ रही है, देन क्लिक ऑन डाउनलोड एक्सेल टेम्पलेट. The template gets downloaded, open the Excel file and enter all the details over here in the Excel file. Okay. This Excel file has to be filled in by you. Now go to file, click on save as. होल्ड कीजिए सर, 1 मिनट होल्ड कीजिए. हाँ ठीक ठीक, मैं क्वेश्चन आंसर के लिए रुकूंगा, तभी आप पूछ लेना. ओके. सो गो टू सेव एज ड्राफ्ट. ओके. Now, if you see, the Excel file is Excel macro enabled work order. Okay, it is a macro file. ये एक macro file है Excel का. तो आपको क्या करना है, इसे Excel वर्कबुक में, यानी कि हमारा जो नॉर्मल Excel फाइल है उसमें कन्वर्ट करना है और फिर सेव करना है. यही एक डिफरेंस आपको यहाँ ध्यान रखना है. ओके, तो क्या करेंगे हम, पहले ये एक्सेल फाइल भर देंगे, फिर ये एक मैक्रो फाइल है और उसको सेव एज करके एक्सेल फॉर्मेट में सेव करेंगे. देखिए यहाँ पे मेंशन किया हुआ है. ओके, डाउनलोड द .xlsm फॉर्मेट फाइल, दैट इज द मैक्रो फाइल. मैक्रो फाइल का एक्सटेंशन है .xlsm. And when you save it, you have to save it in Excel file, the normal Excel file, the normal workbook file. Okay. And then click on upload Excel and select that file and it gets uploaded automatically. Okay. So in case if you are using Excel, because you have bulk items, it is difficult for you to do it online, then use this method. Else you can ignore it. It is not mandatory. If you want, you can do it. If you don't want to do it, please ignore it and continue with the next process. Now the next process is, this is the item, this is the service code. You can click on the eye icon for the description of that particular service code. The order quantity is mentioned, how much is claimed, how much is in process, what is the base price, every unit of measurement, base price, everything will be listed out. See, this is the demo server. So you might see some details, you might not see some details. But when you work, you will be able to see everything properly. ये एक डेमो साइट है, यहाँ पे कुछ चीजें चलती हैं, कुछ चीजें नहीं चलती हैं, कुछ चीजें दिखती हैं, कुछ चीजें नहीं दिखती हैं. तो अगर आप अब जब वर्क करोगे, आपको सारे डिटेल्स नजर आएंगे, तो आपको उसमें टेंशन लेने की जरूरत नहीं. ओके. नाउ the next thing is that you click on the calculator. In EBIZ, we used to click on backup sheet, right? Here, we will click on the calculator button. When you click on the calculator button, you get the price list over here. You can see what price it is. Okay. And then click on add. Enter JMS start date. काम कब शुरू किया था, काम कब खत्म किया. If you're doing monthly billing, say for example, I'm doing it for December, then I will mention the December dates. Okay. So let's take, I'm going to start with 3rd May 2023 to remember my JMS start date, end date. I'm using those dates only because my purchase order dates for 2023. So I'm using the same dates. Okay. I cannot use today's date or tomorrow, yesterday date also, right? Now, here base quantity automatically comes up, number of times it comes up. Here at below, you will see equipment number, location, remarks, description. These are not mandatory, but if you want to fill, you can fill the details. ठीक है, ये मैंडेटरी नहीं है, पर अगर आपको लिखना है कि आपने कौन से इक्विपमेंट नंबर को रिपेयर किया है, कौन से लोकेशन का वो मशीन था, रिमार्क्स में आपने डाल सकते हो कि आपने क्या काम किया, उसके ऊपर डिस्क्रिप्शन डाल सकते हैं कि हमने उसको ऑयलिंग किया है, रिफ्रेशिंग किया है और रीसेट किया है, वट एवर द केसेस. ओके, देन क्लिक ऑन द ज्योमेट्री बटन. When you click on the geometry button, select the exact shape which you want to build. See, different services have different type of billing. If I'm in working in Reliance and I'm paid on hourly basis, then my billing will be on hourly basis. So for my shape will be hourly basis. If I'm being paid on a daily basis, number of days, how much I work, so I'll be selecting the number of days on based on that I'll be paid. So if I work for 15 days, I'll be get paid for those 15 days. If I work for only 2 days, I'll be paid for those 2 days. If you are asked to construct a particular something in the Reliance site and you are going to be paid as per square foot, then you have to select the appropriate shape. So please read your purchase order. Please go through your purchase order, check what is your billing process, how is your billing process being done, how are you getting paid for those services, whether it is on hourly basis, whether it is monthly, whether it is quarterly, whether it is halfly, whether it is for a specific task which you have to complete. Okay, say for example, you are assigned to repair 100 machines. Okay, so in this month you have repaired 5 machines, so you will put 5 each. If you have repaired only one machine, you will put one and you will select each. So check your PO, check how your billing is. If you can't understand, approach your buyer, check with him, but don't put any incorrect information. अगर आपको पता नहीं है आपके बिलिंग कैसी है, बाहर से पूछो, उनसे चेक करो कि हमारी बिलिंग कैसी होती है, कैसे हमें इसको जेएमएस बनाना है, हम कैसे मतलब आपको हमें पेमेंट कैसे किस बेसिस पे करते हैं, आवरली बेसिस पे है, डेली बेसिस पे है, नंबर ऑफ टाइम्स के बेसिस पे है, या जो भी मशीन हमने रिपेयर किया है उसके हिसाब से आप मुझे पेमेंट करोगे, या क्वार्टरली करोगे या हाफ ईयरली में करोगे, राइट, या पूरा काम खत्म होने के बाद आप पेमेंट करोगे. So you check with your buyer and select the shape and enter the quantity, whatever the quantity is, and click on calculate. When you click on calculate, it gives you the result over here. Click on save to come out of the geometry screen. Click on done to come out of the calculator screen. तो पहले आपको सेव दबाना है ताकि आप ज्योमेट्री से बाहर आ जाएंगे, फिर आप डन पे क्लिक करेंगे जिससे आप कैलकुलेटर ऑप्शन से बाहर आ जाएंगे. द नेक्स्ट ऑप्शन ओवर हियर, इफ यू स्क्रॉल डाउन, इज द नेक्स्ट अप्रूवर. ओके, who is your A1? Select the correct A1 name. Okay. So that's another our rule. As I said, you select the correct name, don't select incorrect name. Don't select my name. I'm not going to approve your JMS. I'm not the concerned person. If I'm not the concerned person, it should not come to me. I will return it back to you. So there is a waste of time. Your JMS will come back to you. Then again, you will have to select the correct A1 name and submit it. It is better you check and then select the correct A1 name. Then attach all documents to justify your JMS. आपको जो भी डॉक्यूमेंट्स पहले आप जो अटैच करते थे वही कंटिन्यू कीजिए. अगर आपको पता नहीं है कि क्या डॉक्यूमेंट अटैच करना है, बायर से कंसल्ट कीजिए. Because for each and every services, the attachments would be different. Okay. So in my case, there could be some attendance sheet. In your case, it would be some other report, some test report or inspection report or some other report which you have to attach, depending upon the type of services you have provided. Now, what are the files you can attach? It is mentioned over here. आप क्या क्या डॉक्यूमेंट्स अटैच कर सकते हैं? डॉक फाइल है, जिप फाइल है, एक्सेल फाइल है. PDF is the standard one which I'll ask you to attach, but you can attach any files, and the maximum file is should not be the file should be less than 50 MB. Okay, right? So I select and attach documents. Okay, to justify my JMS. Okay, now once I attach, okay, it is not allowing me to attach. Let me try some other file in case if I'm able to attach some other file. Maybe that could be a file size issue. No, it doesn't allow me to attach. But once you attach, it will ask you what type file it is, whether it is others or whether it is joint measurement sheet. You can just select from the option. Okay. Attach all the documents, enter comments in case if you want to write some comments. Okay, you want to indicate something to the approver A1 or A2 or whoever the person is going to approve your JMS. So if you want to write something, write it in the remarks. And the next option over here is final joint measurement sheet, and there is a checkbox. Suppose if I make a tick mark on this checkbox and I submit, what happens? My purchase order gets locked because you have indicated to the system that this is my final joint measurement sheet. अगर आपने यहाँ पे टिक कर दिया है और सबमिट कर दिया है, तो आप सिस्टम को ये बता रहे हैं कि ये मेरा आखिरी जेएमएस है इस परचेज ऑर्डर के अगेंस्ट, इसके बाद में और कोई जेएमएस नहीं बनाने वाला हूं. तो आपका परचेज ऑर्डर लॉक हो जाएगा. And suppose if you have submitted by mistake and your PO gets locked, then you have to approach your buyer and ask him to unlock your PO, because the next time when you try to create a JMS, it will tell you that your purchase order is locked. It will not allow you to create another JMS because you are informing the system that this is the last final JMS. So it is better that you don't make a tick mark on final joint measurement sheet. Please make a note of this. यहाँ पे आपको टिक नहीं करना है, वरना क्या होगा, आपका परचेज ऑर्डर लॉक हो जाएगा और नेक्स्ट टाइम आप जेएमएस नहीं बना सकेंगे. Okay. Now the next thing is that now if you see on the screen, the submit button is gray color. I cannot click on the submit button. सबमिट बटन जो है वो ग्रेड आउट हो गया है, मैं क्लिक नहीं कर सकता हूं. सो व्हाट आई डू इज आई क्लिक ऑन रिव्यू and then I click on the submit button. Okay, it is not working over here, I think so, but that is how you have to understand the process. Click on review button. Now what review does, review will check everything, whatever you have entered in your JMS is correct and you have not left out anything in the JMS. Okay, तो रिव्यू बटन पे क्लिक करने से क्या होगा, वो सिस्टम चेक करेगा कि आपने कोई फील्ड मिस तो नहीं किया है, कुछ डिटेल भरा तो नहीं है, कुछ रह तो नहीं गया है. एंड आफ्टर यू क्लिक ऑन रिव्यू, then you can, the submit button will become green in color and you will be able to submit the particular JMS. If you want to save as draft, you can click on save option. It will get saved in draft, and later on you can access it again. Okay, so this is the entire process of how a JMS gets created in SupplierFirst portal. Now we stop for question answer session. Any questions? Please unmute and ask question.
हाय संजय जी।
हेलो।
हेलो। जस्ट जो एक्सेल शीट डाउनलोड करने के बाद उसमें जो ऑप्शन आते हैं उसके लिए जस्ट लाइक द उसमें सर्विस
ये आपको पूरा भरना पड़ेगा ना, जैसा है
बड़े
ये
एग्री
ईबीएस
है,
में भी
बट
ऐसे
ये
ही
जो
आता था।
कुछ
ईबीएस में आपने किया है कभी?
नहीं किया, दिस इज माय फर्स्ट टाइम।
हाँ, नहीं नहीं, ईबीएस में भी ये फैसिलिटी था, सेम है। यहाँ वर्क ऑर्डर नंबर डालना है, वर्क ऑर्डर लाइन नंबर डालना है, सर्विस कोड डालना है, स्टार्ट डेट एंड डेट, अगर ड्राइंग
सर्विस
नंबर
कोड में जस्ट
एप्लीकेबल है।
मींस दिस जो वर्क ऑर्डर पे है सर्विस कोड वही डालना
हाँ
है।
हाँ, वही वही डालना है ना आपको।
इसमें दो ऑप्शन है सर, क्वांटिटी के ड्राइंग नंबर, ये ई क्यू
अगर
आई पी
ड्राइंग नंबर
नंबर
है, मैंडेटरी नहीं है, जो एप्लीकेबल है
ओके,
वो आप डाल दीजिए इसमें।
और यू यू ओ एम नंबर क्या है?
यूनिट ऑफ मेजरमेंट।
अच्छा, तो वो जो क्वांटिटी है मेरा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का वो डालना है क्या, कैसा है?
नहीं नहीं, क्वांटिटी मतलब आपका अगर ईच है तो आप ईच डालेंगे ना। अगर आप नंबर ऑफ टाइम, नंबर ऑफ डेज है, नंबर ऑफ आवर्स बेसिस, आपका यूनिट ऑफ मेजरमेंट कैसा है वो आपको यहाँ पे नजर आएगा। यहाँ पे आइटम डिटेल्स में सब नजर आएगा उसमें।
ओके, क्योंकि वो एक्सेल से मैं चेक कर रहा था, लेकिन उसमें उधर क्या मेंशन करना है कुछ ये नहीं हो रहा था, स्ट्राइक नहीं हो
नहीं
रहा
तो देखो, अगर आप कंफ्यूज हो रहे हो तो छोड़ दो, मत यूज करो। ऐसा
था। ओके
जरूरी नहीं है, मैंडेटरी नहीं है।
ओके
ज्यादा उसमें ये मत लीजिए, नहीं हो रहा है तो छोड़ दीजिए, नहीं करिए।
ठीक है। और
हाँ?
नंबर ऑफ आइटम्स वो मतलब ये
आपको क्वांटिटी डालना है ना, आपको कितना क्वांटिटी
जो
डालना
मेरा
है।
मेरा मतलब जस्ट लाइक मेरा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, ये 100
हाँ
मशीन का मेरा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, तो
हाँ,
आइटम्स वो 100 डालना है कि कैसे?
नहीं तो आप वही कह रहा हूँ ना, एक बार अपना परचेज ऑर्डर देखो, चेक करो कि आपकी बिलिंग प्रोसेस कैसी है। अगर आपने
ओके
जितना महीने भर में अगर आप बिलिंग कर रहे हैं, उस महीने में आपने 100 में से कितने मशीन रिपेयर किए हैं। अगर 10 किए तो अभी आप 10 का बिल डाल रहे हो। ठीक है,
ये
या
मेरा
अगर
तो
आप
एनुअल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है ना, एनुअल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मेरा तो वो
वो
क्या
देखो, मैं एग्जांपल के तौर पे आपको समझाने की
हम्म,
कोशिश करता हूँ।
हम्म,
बाकी आपको आपके परचेज ऑर्डर में चेक करना पड़ेगा कि आपकी बिलिंग कैसी है, उसके हिसाब से आपको यहाँ पे एंटर करना पड़ेगा।
ओके। और मेरा क्वार्टरली बिलिंग रहेगा तो ये भी उसमें यही कॉलम में आएगा, क्वार्टरली बिलिंग है तो?
कि आपका अगर क्वार्टरली है, ईयरली है, मंथली है, वीकली है, जैसे भी है, आपको प्रोसेस यही फॉलो करना है। लेकिन उसमें क्या डालना है क्या नहीं डालना है वो आपको परचेज ऑर्डर में नजर आएगा। अगर आपको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि मुझे क्या एंटर करना है, तो बाहर से एक बार बात कीजिए, वो आपको समझा देंगे कैसे करना है।
ओके
ठीक है।
ओके।
Yes, anyone else? Questions? Clear, everybody? Fine. If this is clear, then let's move on to how to upload your invoice. See, the process remains the same. You prepare a GMS, it goes to your A1, he approves it. After he approving it, it automatically gets pushed to the A2. The A2 approves it. Okay. Once the A2 approves, it goes to QSD. QSD is Quality Surveillance Department. Okay. He is just like an
स्क्रीन
auditor.
आपका स्क्रीन नहीं आ रहा
He is just like an auditor. Okay. Now the auditor, like how he audits all the financial details. Similarly, he is also from the finance team who checks the purchase order, checks the JMS, everything, and if it is as per the requirement, he approves it. Now, once QSD approves it, you get a mail saying that your JMS is approved. Now you can upload the invoice. तो आपका ये जो प्रोसेस है A1, A2, QSD, QSD अप्रूव करता है, उसके बाद आपको मेल आता है कि आपका JMS अप्रूव हुआ है, अब आपको इनवॉइस अपलोड करना है, एंड you have to follow the process of how to upload the invoice. Okay, so let's cancel this because this is not getting submitted. We will cancel this and come out of it. Okay, it got logged me out. Let's try again. Okay. Now what we do is we go to measurement sheet. Okay, you got an email saying your JMS is approved, A1, A2, QSD approved. Now you have to upload your invoice. So it's time for us to upload the invoice. So you come to measurement sheet. Under measurement sheet, you come to ready for invoice submission. ठीक है, तो सबसे पहले हम क्या करेंगे, मेजरमेंट शीट पे आएंगे, फिर रेडी फॉर इनवॉइस सबमिशन में टैब में आ जाएंगे. Here you have to select unit rate JMS. Select unit rate JMS. Now यहाँ you will be able to see all the approved JMS. यहाँ पे आपको सारे जो भी JMS अप्रूव हुए हैं वो सारे approved JMS आपको नजर आएंगे. Okay, so you will be able to see all the JMS which are approved. You are will be visible over here, and from here you need to select those JMS and upload the invoice. Okay, just wait for the page to load in. There may be some problem. Okay, if it doesn't work, then we can show it to you some other method also. Okay, let's come. Okay, okay. So these are all my approved JMS. Now, what you can do is you can select the JMS against which you want to upload the invoice, and you can click on upload invoice button. Okay. Now, suppose if there are multiple JMS of the same purchase order, from the same purchase order, if there are multiple JMS, approved JMS, then you can club those JMS together and upload one single invoice, but the rule is the SSE code should be the same. I repeat it again. Suppose there's one purchase order, you created one JMS for the first line item, and then you created another JMS for the second line item. Now you have two JMS for the same purchase order. Both of the JMS got approved from A1, A2, and QSD. Now it is pending for invoice upload. So they are from the same purchase order. You can select both the JMS, the approved JMS, and upload one single invoice. But the condition is the SSE code should be the same. If the SSE code is same, you can club and upload one single invoice. If the SSE code is not the same, then you cannot club. You will have to prepare two different invoices. Now remember, at this particular stage, you can also cancel your JMS by clicking on send back. Your JMS which you have prepared is approved by A1, A2 QSD. But at this particular level also, if you want to cancel your JMS because that entire JMS was a mess, you are not satisfied, or it was a wrong detail which was entered, but still it got approved, and you want to cancel it and you want to prepare a fresh JMS as per the proper guidelines. In that case, you can click on send back. When you click on send back, your JMS goes back to A1 and asks your A1 to reject the JMS. See, there is a difference between reject and a difference between return. Return, the JMS will come to you can correct it and resubmit it. But reject is equivalent to delete. Okay. If it is rejected, then you have to prepare a new JMS. You cannot use that particular JMS again. ओके, तो ध्यान रखना है कि अगर आपका जेएमएस रिटर्न होता है तो आप उसको करेक्ट करके रीसबमिट कर सकते हैं, लेकिन अगर आपका जेएमएस रिजेक्ट हुआ है देन यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर अ न्यू जेएमएस. ओके, राइट. नाउ click on upload invoice button. Okay, I have selected the JMS. Click on upload invoice button. First, I select the invoice copy. Okay, so whatever the invoice I have prepared, I have a digital sign invoice, or whichever invoice you have to select it and upload the copy. Okay, it doesn't allow me to do that. I'll share it to you on a video. Okay, I'll show you the steps on the video. So let's come to the upload option. Okay. So in this video, I'm sharing you the entire process. Okay. Where how you can upload your invoice. Okay. So here in this video, he is explaining about send back. In case if you want to send back your particular GMS, then follow the process which I've already explained to you. But if suppose you want to upload your invoice, then follow the process. Okay. So click on upload invoice button. Okay. It opens up the screen. Click on the select file and select your invoice copy. So it will open up the browse screen. Select wherever you have saved your invoice copy and click on the open button. Then select what type of file it is, whether it is a digital sign invoice or it is a non-digital sign invoice. So select what type of invoice it is. If it is a digital sign invoice, select digital. If it is a non-digital sign invoice, select it as non-digital. Here we have selected as digital invoice. Then scroll down and enter invoice number, date and amount. See, here you have to be very careful. यहाँ पे आपको ध्यान रखना है कि आपको correct information डालना है. Make sure you copy the correct invoice number as it is, the correct date and the amount inclusive of taxes. क्योंकि अगर आपने यहाँ पर मिस्टेक किया है तो आपका इनवॉइस डिफेक्टिव हो जाएगा, जिसके वजह से आपके पेमेंट का प्रोसेस लेट हो जाएगा. So just copy whatever is mentioned in the invoice copy, enter it over here in the invoice number, date, whatever the date is mentioned in the invoice copy, enter it over here. Suppose the date in the invoice is 1st Jan 2025. So don't write today's date. You have to write 1st Jan date. Okay. This date is not on which date you are uploading the invoice. This date is the date which is printed in the invoice copy. Okay. So make sure you just be a bit aware and enter correct details, else your invoice will become defective and this will lead to late payments. Okay. So I enter the amount also inclusive of taxes and then enter show short description. So whatever description you want, you can enter. Okay. Then scroll down and enter bill from. Okay. So it will be a drop down option. Click and select in case if you're getting one option, select. If you're getting multiple options, select accordingly. Okay. Now, if you observe right now, the submit button is grayed out. You cannot submit it. Why? Because you have to first make a tick mark on this link which says click here to view invoicing instructions. And below that, there is a checkbox and it says I have read and understood the invoicing, accept the invoicing instructions. So when you click on that link, a separate tab will open up and the instructions, invoicing instructions will be there. Read it, come back again, make a tick mark that I have read and accepted the invoicing instructions. And the moment you make a tick mark, your submit button will be activated. Then only you will be able to submit the invoice. Okay. So it is a simple process. First tick mark which JMS you want to upload the invoice. Click on upload invoice button. Attach the invoice copy. Select the type, what type of invoice it is. It is a digital or non-digital. Then enter the invoice number, invoice date, amount inclusive of taxes. Okay. Then enter short description. Select bill from and then click here to view invoicing instructions. When you click on that, it opens the invoicing instructions. Read it, that is as per the GST guidelines. Come back again and tick mark saying that I have read and accepted the invoicing instructions. And then the submit button will activate. Click on the submit button. It will confirm, are you sure you want to submit? Say yes. And it will process for some time and your invoice will be submitted and the scroll number and all the details will be visible to you. Okay, so this is the process of how you upload your invoice. Questions on invoicing? Any questions?
No question.
Okay. So the process is clear, as simple it is. Okay. What we have done today, we have first gone through the login process of how you can log in into the Supplier First portal. Then we checked on the entire portal, how the portal looks like, what are the different options available, okay, where you can get what information. We have gone through that in detail. Then we have created a JMS. We have uploaded the invoice, okay, and now we have come to the end of the session. In case if you have any difficulties, you can call the help desk at 022 7967 8166 or 022 7968 2171. You can even write to pnc.helpdesk@RIL.com, or it is the best way is to raise a ticket. Okay. If anything urgent, you can call. But in case if you have some issues, you want to escalate it to the IT team, then raise a ticket. Okay. The moment you raise a ticket, we escalate it to the next level team and they will provide you with the proper solution. Okay. So with this, I have completed today's session and I hope this session was useful for you. In case if you have any difficulties or if you're facing any issues, please contact us. The help desk team is there to help you out, to share with you and support you in case if you're finding any difficulties. The help documents also I have shown you from where you can download the PDF help documents from the portal. So with this, I come to an end to the today's session. We have another session coming up next Friday. So in case if anyone else would like to join in this particular session, you can join in the next week, that is next Friday. Every Friday, we are conducting a session for this month. So in case if you miss out or anyone else in your organization have missed out today's session, they can join us on Friday. Okay. So I have shared a feedback link, which I would request you all to please click on the link and provide your feedbacks. How did you feel about this particular session? Whether it was useful to you and whether I was able to do justice, guide you properly in the entire process of creating JMS and uploading invoice. Okay. So with this, I complete the session. In case if you have any question, I'll be there for another 2 minutes. If not, I would request you all to please click on the link and complete the feedback. Please take care of yourself and have a nice weekend and see you in the next session. Thank you very much. Please take care of yourself. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.